come back home later on that night, and I had to, I had to go back there, clean back, go into the bathroom, take a shower, and things of that sort. So I went in there, took me a shower, looking forward to the next day, to pick up my paycheck, because I get paid every Friday. And so I come out of the bathroom, but before I leave the bathroom, I'm lifting weights, because we stayed in a two-bedroom apartment. It was my sister had a bedroom, my mom had a bedroom, I slept in the living room, and I had some weights in my bathroom and everything, and I used to lift those. I was kind of into lifting weights and things like that, and so I was lifting some weights in the bathroom, and I put them down and left the bathroom and sat on the couch, getting ready to go to bed. Just had my shorts on, my shirt was off, because I was ready to call it a night. But however, I like watching TV and stuff like that, and so I was watching television. And, mom's boyfriend, he comes out some people say he's my stepfather because they've been together for a long time, what have you, but, it is what it is. But, my mom's boyfriend, he comes out the bedroom and tells me, well, Nate, it's time for you to go to bed because the light's off. It's time for you to go to sleep because we cut the TV off.
So this guy here, I mean, he's living with your mom, living with you guys, and has you guys had a good relationship then?
Initially.
You had kind of a fallout then, or what?
No, initially it was a great relationship. What started happening after he lost his job, because he was a groundskeeper at the apartment complex we lived at, and he lost his job and everything, and it just got down. Everything just went downhill. He didn't want to work. And this guy's like over 50 years old. You know what I mean? And I've always had a job. Yeah, I did drop out of school. I did make some mistakes as a juvenile and everything.
But you always worked.
I always had money, man. I always worked. You know what I mean? I pride myself on that. One time I had like 4 jobs, man. And I mean, it still was going to school. So I mean, I pride myself on that.
So you really didn't understand the old not getting a job.
Right, because he's not my age. You see what I'm saying? I had more expectations. Not expectations that he can climb the, walk the moon, but I kind of expected, something more from my mother, than him just laying around, not doing anything, and becoming possessive at the same time, and becoming a wedge between the relationship between me and my mom, and my sister and my mom. And
so he was kind of having you choose between, making your mom choose between you guys and him.
Right. And, he threatened to kick me out, He threatened me with, serious violence, serious deadly violence. Beat up my sister, and stuff like that.
Dude beat up your sister?
Yeah, he choked her, right? And so I wasn't there, and everything, and I ended up hearing through my sister's friends and stuff like that. And I mean, to to basically understand the whole situation, there was a lot of volatility, it was just kind of.
I can't even understand that. So. Dudes beat up your sister before.
He choked
your sister.
And so that was like 2 or 3 weeks before. And so, I approached him. I asked him, why he do that. And him and my mom looking like they getting ready to, put it on me. You know what I mean? And so, nothing ever happened from that situation. But just different things, that transpired between me getting injured and the months before that really.
So there was some tension going on that night there.
The way I grew up, the way me and my sister grew up, we didn't see anything wrong with that. Like, I would get in fights with him or whatever. We'd get into arguments where we about to knock each other out or whatever like that. And it wasn't a big deal,
So going back to, that night there or that afternoon, you're watching TV. He tells you, he says, hey, turn off the lights, and what happened there?
Well, basically, I got up in his face, man, immediately. I was just pissed off, man. I got up in his face, and we were arguing back and forth, and my mother walked out of the bedroom, and because, like I said, but my sister had a bedroom, my mom had a bedroom, and he walked out of the bedroom, and we was arguing, and then my mom walked out to find out what was going on, and so she just stood there and said, well, you better leave him alone, tell me to leave boyfriend alone and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, just angry, and so my mom walks back to the bedroom, and we started fighting, and he basically overpowered me, man. Some people say, well, how could he overpower you? Look at you, look big, or whatever. I was a lot smaller than this, I was probably like 5'9", 150 pounds, 5'10", 150 pounds or something like that, right? And so, you know, he wasn't a super big guy, but he overpowered me, man, and suplexed me on my head. And
when you say suplexed,
like pretty much like not body slammed me, but like a wrestling, like kind of came back, you know, and I landed on my head, and all the weight from my body went towards my head. So that broke my 4th, 5th, and 6th vertebrae. Yeah, and so you know, all I remember through those few seconds was hearing, you know, like a crack, a severe, like, not a little small branch tree crack, but a real, like a bone just cracking, you know what I mean? You know, I recall him dragging me over to the couch.
He dragged you to the couch?
Right, to try to put me in the, not bed, but put me on the couch. You know, that's where I rested at. And so I guess, you know, he wasn't strong enough to do that because, you know, he didn't know and I didn't know, and I'm in and out of, you know, I'm barely there, that I'm paralyzed at 2 feet.
So he drags you over there.
He tried to put me on the couch, but he's not able to put me on the couch, so he just let me lay on the ground.
So he left you on the ground.
Okay, so I'm on the ground, and I come out of, I'm like semi-conscious, right? And I remember my face is like, it's like right at the bottom, right between the opening of the, you know, the top of the couch and the floor. And it's like I wake up or something, and I'm trying to push myself, get up, you know, trying to push myself up. What happened? I didn't know how I feel to be paralyzed. Or I had a buddy that got shot in Chicago in the neck at 12 years old with a drive-by shooting. He was an innocent bystander who was his grandmother at a housing project in Southside Chicago, and he was a quadriplegic. But I wasn't even smart enough to even ask him about that stuff. We were both 12 years old, so it wasn't like I wanted to find out how I was being paralyzed. I didn't know how I felt not being able to move none of your body, none of your limbs. So here I am, I'm laying on the ground, and so he comes out the bedroom again. He lays me right here on the side of the couch. You know, so that's like about 2 to 5 feet. Okay, so I'm in the middle of the living room floor, and the carpet was thicker than this, you know, and so I'm face down on the carpet, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, right? I know I just can't move, right? And so it felt like somebody was pushing my face into the carpet, man. Like it felt like I was like my knees was, you know, like my knees was, like I was on my knees, you know, kind of like this position, you know, like, you know, kind of like that. But I was flat. My whole body was, you know, flat. So here I am, I'm laying down on the carpet. Carpet is thick. My mouth is in the carpet. So, you know, I had asthma as a kid, you know, so, you know, I'm real on top about my breathing, you know what I mean? And, you know, I don't like, you know, feeling that suffocation feel, what have you. So I'm turning my head back and forth, you know, not knowing that my neck is damaged, not knowing that 4th, 5th, and 6th vertebrae was crushed. All I knew was that I heard a loud cracking sound, not a small branch, but like a loud, you know, nasty sound type.
So you're laying there trying to breathe.
So I'm laying there, face down on the carpet, turning my head back and forth like this, right? And so what's so crazy, I thought this was a joke, right? You know, I'm like, I'm falling, I can't get up, help me, you know? I'm really like not
really seeing the severity of the situation.
Right, because mind you, I'm in and out of consciousness, semi-consciousness, and so I'm like, I'm falling, I can't get up, and you know, off that commercial with I forgot the name of the product. Right? They had a commercial back in the mid-90s or whatever. I'm falling, I can't get up or whatever, and so I'm like thinking this is a joke, right? And so after saying this over, I think at least 100 times, you know, because while I'm saying it, I'm like trying to move and trying to get up, right?
So you actually were saying that?